Alright, welcome back to Ark. In this video we'll learn about variables in Python, what they are, how to create them, and how to use them. So in our previous video we talked about data types and how they tell the computer what to do, right? Like what to do. And we also made mention that data types literally, like, let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, which are whole numbers, are called integers. While numbers with decimal points like 1.5, 2.6, 3.7 are called floats, or you can just say floating points. And text like John, Mark, Luke, hi are called strings. And we also talked of something of the true or false value. True, false. You see, as I write it, immediately gets highlighted because those are actual built-in something, so you cannot actually use them apart from how they are meant to be used. So we can't just write it anyhow. So practically now today we'll be talking about variables, how to create the variables. Now in Python you don't need to declare a data type, and I'm sure we already talked about it in the previous video. Like in things like C, when you want to create a variable, you have to specify the variable's data type. Like you have to say int, let's just say x, which means that x can only hold an integer like 7, 9 and all the rest. But with Python you don't really need to do this. Python automatically understands anything you type. Like for example, you see that I've commented out some things here. If we want to declare somebody's, want to put something like age, want to do something like age, we are going to say age is equal to 20. Now Python automatically understands that this variable age is an integer. So this is how you practically declare a variable. A variable just consists of a name, that is the name of the variable, an equal to sign, and then the value that you're going to give to that variable. Let me take out this. So it's going to look like, so that's practically the format of creating a variable. You give the name of the variable, and you put an equal to sign, and then you give the value of that variable. Now this value of this variable can be an integer, it can be a float, it can be a string, it can be a boolean, and all the others that we'll see during the course of this tutorial. Now let me just comment this out. To comment in Python, you just put a hashtag and it automatically becomes green. Now this is a comment. A comment means that Python is going to ignore anything that starts with a hashtag. It's not treated as code. So like we set up that age is equal to 20, which is a valid variable. Python also has ways, like rules of naming variables. Like you cannot just come and just be writing anything and expect that Python is going to take it as a variable. There is a format that you must follow, and that format is: number one, if you're naming a variable, it must start with a letter or an underscore Now let me give an example of what I'm saying here. All right. For example, we already had age, right? So let's talk of something now like price. We say the price is equal to 9.99 cents, like that. Then we can also have another naming rule, which is you cannot name a variable and start it with a number. Starting with a number. That means you cannot say this. You cannot say a variable is let's put two names equals string John Luke. Now this won't work. This is wrong. This particular one, like this, is wrong. It will pass an error if you run it. And the third rule is you cannot start naming a variable with a space. That means no spaces are allowed. That means you cannot do this. You cannot put space like this and then say the name is equal to Luke. Yeah, not that type of look, the other look. Python automatically slays as an error because Python has a rule called indentation. That means you must follow the required indentation. We'll talk about that. We'll get into that maybe in the next or upcoming video. And then the last rule we need to understand is that Python is very, very case sensitive. And I hope you understand what case sensitivity means. That simply implies that age like this equals to 20 is very, very different from age like this equals to 20. So these are two completely different things. Python sees these two things as completely different. Now there's something I'm going to show you how to use the print statement, like how to write print and output to the console in Python. I think that will be very, very necessary because it's going to help us understand this better. All right, to print something or write something on the console, you simply write print, you open, and you put the two quotes like this. Man, coding on the phone is actually some experience. All right, so let's just say hello world, and then we have to take out all of this, man, so that we can just focus on this for now. All right, so let's just say hello world. If we run this, you see hello world printed. This is it here, hello world. Now if you want to print out a variable to the screen, right, we just come outside of our double quotes here, lies the ending quote, we put the comma and you write the variable's name, age. Now if you run this, you're going to have hello world at 20. Is it up here, hello world at 20? As well as if you want to give something like, let's just say we say print equation, like equation that we are going to answer practically. So we are going to say, let's just use this one because this thing is so small. Let's just ask that how old are you? You want to ask for user's age, right? How old are you, with a question mark. Now we'll come down here. I'm just going to take this man out. We'll come down here and we'll say I am. Now this is where we're going to learn another trick of how to write a variable inside of the print statement. You will simply come here, you use curly braces like this, and you write age. On the normal, you cannot just write age directly inside of it. You have to create what is known as an F string, and when you do that, you come to the first curly brace, to the first close, whether it's opening tag or something like that. You come to the first of this and you put an F. Now what this is called is this is now called an F string. When you create an f string, it permits you to write a variable inside of these two pointy thingies, which I have drastically forgotten their names. Wow. So it allows you to write the age inside of it. Now if you print it, look at what is going to come out. You ask the question, how old are you? Now we are seeing 20 here because we left this age here. Now if we take this out, no, taking out the wrong thing. Oh, I just remember the name, quotation marks. So if you take out the age here, tap, and remember you have to take out the age with the comma sign. So if we take out the age and we print, now the question will be, how old are you? And you see I am 20, but here we've written but I am curly brackets age. So now age holds the value of 20. So you see, as well as we can also write this. Let's come here and we'll say name, or we can say question. We can say question equals to a string, right? And we'll say, how are you doing today? Like that. And then we can pass it here. Remember how we create an f string? We put an f in front of the first quote, opening quote. That means we put an f. I'm definitely not going to forget that it's called an opening quote again. And then we write question. And remember, you must write it exactly with the same name as you wrote it up. And I really prefer that we should just keep writing our variables with starting with small letters. Don't use the capital letters. It's going to complicate it in the long run. So if you run this, you see that the question of how are you doing today. So practically that's how you create a variable, and that's how you assign values to it. I don't want the video to go too long. And as well, we have also seen how to write strings, the two methods of writing strings. We can write a string, a normal string, which has, that means it just has, see how I just take out the f and the question automatically will become invalid. Like if I run this now, you see it's just written the question. It doesn't actually pass what question is. So if we take this out and we'll just write a comma up here, comma, and write question. Wow, question, seriously, question like this. We should have, how are you doing today? And I am 20. So that's it for today's video. Please, anything that you do not understand, any question that you may have, please do write in the comments, and do like, subscribe, and share.